Hello folks, this is Alex and Roteb from the Go Coaching Club, and we're back with another video. And in this video, we want to share with you guys 3 tips to save you a lot of time and also make you a lot of money.
All right. Since we are sharing only 3 tips, let me share the first one. Would be knowing the value of the house. Knowing the value of the house for you is very important, because when you're making your exits, when you're thinking of your exit strategy, you really got to know your market value of the house itself. But the value of the house to a homeowner, really that depends on their financial situation and on their situation. Because if you're talking to a motivated seller, and a motivated seller, we look at like people who are in foreclosure, people who are going through a divorce, job relocation, inheritance, and people who lost their job or income and things like that. Those are people who are motivated and they need to sell their house. The value of the house to them, that house really does not have a lot of value. All they want to do is get out of that debt. They do not want to make another mortgage payment, especially if they are in foreclosure. They cannot make another payment anyways, and people who have lost their job and things like that, if they cannot afford the house financially, the house has no value to them. But to you, it's very important to know the value. So that's what you really got to focus on. Try to find motivated sellers and find the value of the property, and know your exit strategy, and those are the deals to work on.
Okay, so what we really want to emphasize here is the value of the house really is less dependent upon what's going on in the neighborhood, and really dependent upon the person's motivation at that moment.
When you're buying.
When you're buying, right. Now when you're selling it, you have to establish clearly what the value of the house is. So again, just keep that in mind, okay? So there's also other reasons as well where people may not want to sell the house for top dollars. It could be a couple who's, this term's called empty nester. It's an elderly couple who actually has the kids have already grown up and they want to move out. Roteb mentioned the idea of inheritance. If somebody inherited a house, they're in a different state, they don't want to take on the extra headache of actually then having to maintain a second house. And then there's other issues as well. Like for example, if somebody just got a job transfer and they have to move very quickly, they would probably also not want to sell the house at top value as well. So we've already established that the value of the house is dependent upon more about their motivation, their financial situation at the moment. What's another tip that we can share with our viewers?
The next one would be focus on the deals that's going to bring you lots of money. Okay. Most people do marketing, but they do enough marketing where it's going to bring them 10 leads, and they want to make something out of the 10 leads that may not be great deals. Now, there are going to be definitely there. When you do marketing, you really got to do lots of marketing where people, motivated and unmotivated sellers, are going to call you from your marketing. And once you get those leads, then you kind of figure out, you do your pre-screening, figure out which one you really want to work on, which one can bring you the most amount of money, and those are the deals you focus on. So focus only on the deals that you know you can work on, you can make something out of it, and you can make lots of money out of each deal. I would recommend you make, every time you work on a deal, out of every $100,000, you make at least $20,000.
Okay. All right. So, and really the reason behind that is it takes as much effort to work on a deal that's got a $5,000 profit potential as it is a deal that has a $20,000 plus profit potential. So, like Roteb said, for every $100,000 of market value, shoot for about $20,000. So if you're in a market that has about $300,000, then definitely try to aim for about around $50,000 to $60,000 in profit potential.
Yep.
So that's tip number 2. What's another tip?
Tip number 3 would be don't chase the deals. Do lots of marketing, and target people who are in foreclosure, people who are going through a divorce. Do direct mail marketing. Have ads running on newspapers. Do some signs and different things to generate lots of calls. And let the people call you, let these homeowners call you and tell you that they want to sell your house. Because if you're calling them, that's a cold call, they may not value those a whole lot. But if they're calling you based on an ad they saw or based on your direct mail marketing, then those calls are very valuable, and they'll be very open to work with you, and they're going to give you all the information that you need in order to make a deal out of that. So do not chase deals, let them come to you, and then you work on the deals only that you want to work on.
Now also, if you've been around us for a while, you notice we also really strongly support the idea of outsourcing or delegation. Neither Roteb nor I actually fill out this information on a property information sheet. We actually have at least one person, sometimes maybe it's 2 people, do that for us. And in addition, we also farm these calls out to a call center where they fill out this information for us online. And what we do is we actually log into our website and look at the information. So the real value that you can contribute and the most amount of money you can make is focus on stuff that pays the most amount of money. That's pre-screening the leads and actually making the offer, not actually physically filling out these forms. Now, Ratep, talked to a lot of investors. They're concerned and saying, well, if I have all these leads, it's going to take me hours and hours to go through these leads, right? I mean, how long does it take once an investor is properly trained to actually pre-screen one of these leads to see if there's a deal or not?
I totally agree with you. Lots of people work or waste a lot of their time on pre-screening, but if you once you're properly trained, it should not take you more than a minute to determine if that's the deal that you want to spend more time on or not.
Okay.
Just less than a minute.
Okay. So they're really they're concerned about actually spending way too much time on the lead. That's probably because the investors actually don't have the right training. We've gotten to the point where, like Ratep said, we can actually screen eyeball a deal in about a minute or two and very quickly figure out whether this is something we want to spend any more time on. So if that's something you're interested in, is actually learning how to pre-screen the leads like that, and certainly take these 3 tips in mind. What we want to do is actually give you guys an opportunity to do so. So definitely watch these videos, and we're going to be releasing some more in the near future. So again, this is Alex and Ratep from the Go Coaching Club, and we want to thank you guys for sharing your time with us on this video.